Hi everyone, Carolyn here. Before I get started today, I want to issue a spoiler warning and just let you know that I'm going to talk about the movie Zero Dark 30, the hilarious comedy Zero Dark 30. No, I don't know why I'm laughing as I say that, but just the issue. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to talk about Zero Dark 30. I could stop this video and start again because it's already kind of goofy, but that's not how I roll. I just keep plowing ahead. So yeah, Zero Dark 30. I'm not going to spoil the fact that Bin Laden gets killed in it because I think we all already know that. I'm going to talk specifically about the character of Maya, excuse me, like her story arc throughout the movie and including the ending. So, you know, if you don't want to know what kind of happens to the actual main character of the movie, you know, then maybe don't watch this. See the movie first if you care, if you're interested. Okay, so yeah, Zero Dark 30. I saw this movie last night. I found it really fascinating because of the way that it was framed as a story about a woman who is working in this really kind of male-dominated environment, the CIA, and she is really smart, and she knows what she's doing, and she knows how to go about doing her job and how to find, you know, Bin Laden. But as it's presented in the movie, at least from my perspective, she keeps running into these hurdles and these obstacles within the CIA itself because of just bureaucracy and because of like superiors not really putting faith in her. In her intuition, her work, her beliefs, her ideas, and so on. But, you know, obviously, ultimately, I mean, she is successful. She gets great results, but she seems to have to work really, really hard to do that. And I think what's fascinating about this character of Maya is that we don't know anything about her outside of, like, she's the CIA analyst, and she is completely focused on finding Bin Laden. And, like, the movie wants it that way on purpose, for us to not... I mean, it's not that we don't know anything about her outside of that. It's more like that is all that she is. She, at one point, she is out with a colleague having dinner, and the colleague asks her, you know, do you have any friends? And, like, the fact that Maya doesn't really answer and just kind of hesitates and, you know, just contemplates the question speaks volumes, you know, that she doesn't really have friends. She doesn't really have, a normal life. We learn that she was recruited into the CIA right out of high school, and basically, like, pursuing Bin Laden is the only thing she's ever done. She's asked at one point by the CIA director, like, what else have you worked on? What else have you done? And she says, like, nothing. This is it. This is all I've ever done. And so this single purpose, this single objective, like, find Bin Laden, has been her entire life. Like, her entire working life, her entire adult life has been, you know, poured into, just channeled into this hunt for Bin Laden. And I mean, she's extremely good at what she does, and you know, a lot of people, you know, men and women, pour themselves into their work, and it's you know, there's certainly a balance there that maybe one should try to maintain, and it can be unhealthy if you pour too much into it. But for some people, work is extremely rewarding, and you know, and really, you get the sense basically that Maya has not had a chance to cultivate anything outside of work because this task has been so all-consuming. Like, even if she wanted to, and you know, we don't know if she has wanted to or not, but you know, like, this has just taken up everything, is this job. And so at the end of the movie, her job is done. Like, finding bin Laden is done. It is over. Her life's work. She has accomplished that goal into which she has poured everything. And she gets on this plane, and I mean, I think the ending. I think it's beautiful. I think it's so good, this ending of this movie. But so she gets on this plane, and the pilot asks her, says, "Well, hey, you've got the whole plane to yourself. Where do you want to go?" And she just starts crying. And that's it. Like, that's the movie. And where would she want to go? What she has nothing else. Like, now that she has accomplished her task, she hits this kind of emptiness. There's nothing beyond it, and now she has to create a whole new meaning, a whole new purpose, a whole new life for herself outside of the life that she has always had, the one thing that she has always worked towards. The reason I find that so fascinating, and I think I would find it I think it's fascinating just because it's fascinating. I think it's good filmmaking and good writing, and but I find it fascinating on a personal level. It resonates with me as a woman who has been, for many, many, many years, deeply invested in the process of transition. And at times it's moved, so the bin Laden hunt, obviously, takes place over many, many years. There's lots of stops and starts, things, leads that don't really go anywhere, and so on and so forth, until things finally really get the momentum moving that leads to the conclusion that we all know. And so, my transition has been a lot like that. It's kind of gone in fits and starts, and situations of, excuse me, kind of fallen through. Work situations, financial realities have come into play, and so on and so forth. And so it's been this kind of this jerky road, but it's been very kind of consuming, and so I also saw yesterday this video here on YouTube by a woman who's, I'll put an annotation or whatever to her video because I think it's really good. I want to say her handle is like Trans Mind and Body, something like that. But and the video is called "The Tides of Transition," and this was a video that she made after transition, and had a little time had gone by, and then she was in this place where she she was kind of facing the reality that she didn't, she hadn't had the opportunities to kind of cultivate a personality in the way that most women, her age had. She hadn't just had all of these experiences, these kind of time to build relationships and so on and so forth as a woman that normally one would have by that point in one's life. I just kind of, for me, I wonder about that too. Like, when I am done with transition, crossing my fingers that I ever am, and that it's in the very near future, then how does one sort of start at my age to build a kind of, I do have friends, and I have certain things, but in terms of and I've talked about this in previous videos, but I'm going to talk about it again. How does one kind of form a real sense of who one is without having had all the time to experiment and to develop and to grow as that person, over the years and decades. A friend said to me yesterday, that it'd be fun to go clubbing sometime. And, my thought sort of was, I mean, so I was like, yeah, I would like to go out, you know, just dancing and stuff with my friends. I think, but you know, but there's like, but I don't know. Like I've never, as a woman, I've never been out dancing before. Really, I don't know. I don't know if that's, does that sort of thing appeal to me? Do I enjoy that? Do I want to do that? And even if I do want to do that, can I, at my age now, or the age I am when I finally feel like I'm, you know, like basically able to in public live the life that I want to live and be perceived as the woman that I am, you know, will it be too late? Will I want to, you know, can I still do it? Is it, do I want to do it? I don't know. I think it must be very different from the normal person's experience. And I mean, no, I don't mean to lump, everyone has their own issues that they struggle with in life. And, you know, I don't play the game of, oh, I have it so much worse than you or whatever, because I'm extremely fortunate in many, many ways. And I never forget that. Like, I mean, there's so many things about my life that I wouldn't change. So, and that I feel very thankful for. So I'm not, you know, I try to avoid doing the like, woe is me thing. But yeah, you know, but it's just, I don't know. It's funny it's just weird to think about figuring out who you are. And again, like the opportunities that, you know, where do you begin? You know, and how do you do that? Like in your say, you know, mid-30s, late 30s, to kind of figure that stuff out. I don't know. You know, I don't know what, you know, when Maya gets wherever she's going and she gets off that plane and she's up, you know, in her mid-30s, or at least Jessica Chastain, the actress who plays her, is 35. You know, like where does she start kind of building her new life? Or does she just take a new assignment from the CIA and not face the you know, and pour herself into that and maybe find that fulfilling and maybe not. We'll never know, but it's interesting for me anyway to think about. Yeah, so anyway, you know, I love movies. I like talking about movies. I thought I'd talk about a movie here for a change, as I viewed it through the lens of my own personal existence and related it to my life. Yeah, so that's all. Yeah, all right, that's all. Let's call it a video, okay? Let's just wrap this up, you know? Let's not prolong this painfully. Let's not needlessly drag this out until everyone watching is just like, Kara, why are you still talking? Would you just end the video already? I mean, really, you're not even saying anything anymore. You're just talking for the sake of talking. Yeah. So anyway, so thanks for watching. Questions, comments, please feel free to post them in the comments below. And I will be back at you with another Transition Chronicles video in the near future, probably. Bye. Have a good evening. Thanks for watching.